All right. Here we go again. I'm a little late, a few minutes late, but better late than never. I had to make sure that I got a few clips for y'all so I could, kind of emphasize the points that I wanted to make in today's conversation. But I want to salute and shout out everyone who's supporting the channel. Please do me a personal favor. Hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. And if you're new here, smash the subscribe button. Listen, guys, we've got 2 months left. I'm going to be pushing really hard in these next 2 months. If you've been following this channel, then you know at the beginning of the year, in January of this year, I made it my goal to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We've got a couple hundred to go. All right, we've got a couple hundred to go. I had some major moves this year, which kind of delayed the production of some of these videos. Taking all responsibility and accountability, we can still make it, guys. We can still make it. I see that the majority of the viewers on my channel, it says like in my analytics, almost 90% of the people who are viewing my videos are not subscribed. So guys, please, if you've been watching my videos, if you want to support the channel, it would be a very big help if you would go ahead and smash the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. It boosts us in the algorithm so we can get more eyes. All right, with all that being said, let's get into today's conversation. Today we're talking about our options for 2024. As we know, next year, 2024 is an election year, a presidential election year. We've got some options here and we've got a lot to concern ourselves with. As you see in the thumbnail, the top candidates as of today in 2023. We still have quite some time, and I know before we get into it, people are going to be like, well, Gavin Newsom might run. I don't know if Joe Biden's going to make it to next election. I don't know if, what about Marianne Williamson? What about, Mike Pence just dropped out of the race. So there are other names, there are other people who are in the race, but as of right now, we've got 2 independents who have some name recognition, and we have Joe Biden and Donald Trump. These are the 4 major contenders. Okay, so right now, as for today's conversation, we're going to focus on these 4 major contenders. As you know, October 7th was a very big day. Everything else, the conversations about reparations, conversations about Medicare for all, conversations about student loan forgiveness, politically, everything for some reason seems to be taking a back seat. Not for some reason, for very good reason, to be honest with you. For very good reason, all of these other political selling points, these political hot topics are taking a back seat to the Israel versus Palestine war. All right. This is because this conflict in the Middle East has the potential to attract so many big names that it could push us into World War III. We are on a very slippery slope right now. All right. So this is very, very important time. And this is a very important subject. How would candidates react if they were in office? We have videos of Donald Trump saying, hey, I support Israel to the max. I support them getting vengeance, not just peace with Gaza and the Palestinians. Donald Trump is saying he wants Israel to get vengeance against the Palestinians, regardless of the fact that the vast majority of the casualties of the Palestinians are just innocent women and children. No care, no empathy. Donald Trump, the only president in this century, outside of arguably, because even now, Joe Biden is leading us, giving proxy wars in Ukraine. So the only president in this century, U.S. president in this century, to not increase our war count is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump is now saying he's willing to go and support Israel, just like Joe Biden's doing now. So Trump is on track for the military-industrial complex. I used to think he was, trying to manage our military expansionism, trying to set us up to get out of Afghanistan, not increase our wars. Well, not now. Trump is online for World War III, war in Israel. Joe Biden, as we know, is actively preparing, slowly telling Benjamin Netanyahu, hey, slow down, delay your invasion because we need to prepare. We need to send our troops into the Mediterranean. We need to send our troops, our navy in, and prepare for wider escalation. Should Hezbollah and Lebanon, should Jordan, should Egypt, should Turkey, a NATO ally, and we're going to get into that today. Should Turkey get involved? Should Iran get involved? China has already said that they are willing to support Iran if Iran is to get involved. Pakistan is already saying they're willing if Israel uses nukes. Pakistan is willing to make nukes available to the opposition. So this is becoming a powder keg, guys. This is really becoming a very big powder keg. And the only thing we need now is water. We do not need a flame. We do not need a match to ignite this thing. We've got to handle this thing with some child gloves, in my personal opinion. Because I don't see how Israel is going to get out of this if they continue and expand their invasion into Gaza. Like I said, guys, we got a lot of videos, and I don't want to be here all night today. So I want to limit the amount of slow stroking and conversation that I usually put into the intro, and I think we're going to get right into it. Let's get right into it. All right, because I've got some things to do after this, so let's jump right into it. First of all, I made a video yesterday, and I was explaining to everyone, hey, we as black folks, whether you be a Hebrew Israelite, whether you be a Moor, a Muslim, whatever have you, we need to focus on our issues here and let everyone else handle those situations by themselves, because this is not our fight. Although it does affect us, especially if you're saying, hey, stop sending our money over there. But if you're not saying stop sending our money over there and you're jumping out the window to fight the Palestinians as if the Israelis are going to do anything for you black Americans, you're on your head. Despite the fact that this was my message, we see folks over there in Chicago, the black Hebrew Israelites in Chicago, getting into fights with the Palestinians. Check this out. Check this out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me cut some. So you can kind of see what's going on here. You can see what's going on here. The black Hebrew Israelites are out there fighting with the pro-Palestinian protesters. You've got some Palestinians out there telling Israel, hey, stop fighting us, stop bombing us, you're killing innocent women and children. And the black Hebrew Israelites are out there getting in fights with these guys. Listen, I consider myself a black Hebrew Israelite. So these are my folks. These are my folks, just in a different chapter. They're in a different camp. And my message to these guys out there in Chicago would be, bro, don't you have enough issues with your people here? You got people, they consider Chicago a sanctuary city. They're flooding your city, giving tens of millions of dollars to illegal immigrants, undocumented immigrants, but you're out here taking fights to the Palestinians? Bruh, let them do them. That don't got nothing to do with you. They call themselves supporting Israel because that is our land as the true people of the Bible. But listen, if you go to Israel right now, you think those folks are going to respect you as the true Hebrew Israelite that you are? you come on, man. Come on, man. They're not going to respect you as the true Hebrew Israelite, bro. They're not going to respect you. And you out here taking fights. Do you see the European Jewish people out there fighting the Palestinians? No. So why are you taking your black behind out here fighting these Palestinians who haven't done nothing to you? Well, recently they haven't done nothing to you. In past centuries, they haven't done nothing to you. Man, leave them dudes alone, man. Mind your own business. Let them do them. Man, we gotta mind our own business. We got enough problems that we need to be focused on anyway. We need to be focused on getting our tax dollars back, getting our reparations, getting our mayors and governors and elected officials to stop sending tens of millions on top of hundreds of billions of dollars to these foreign governments and these foreign actors. That's what we need to be focused on. We got enough stuff to focus on, not to be getting ourselves involved on either side. But especially we shouldn't be getting involved in this conflict at all. But if you are, what, come on, man, you jumping out the window for the wrong thing, man. The wrong thing, man. We got more though. We've got more. Now check this out. Check this out. I want to remind everybody when Joe Biden told us that he's concerned. Joe Biden told us that he's concerned that Donald Trump would be causing World War III, causing war with Iran, if his back was against the wall. Boy, if this isn't projection, check this out.
The world has changed because of what Trump has done. And the American people, including independents and some Republicans, know how bad he is, know how much he's misrepresented, know how he's getting close to getting us in a war. I said, as the walls close in on this man, I'm worried he's going to get us to war in Iran. Unfortunately, I may have been right. The fact of the matter is there's a lot at stake in this election. The world has changed because of what Trump has done. And the American people, including independents.
Do you hear what he's saying here? This man is saying this was back in 2020, I believe. Yeah, this was back in 2020. Joe Biden argued that Donald Trump is going to purposefully provoke a war with Iran before losing the election in 2020. Fast forward to today, 2023. We actively see Joe Biden provoking war, not only with Russia, but expanding this conflict between Israel and Gaza and preparing us for war and direct confrontation with Iran. Joe Biden just today has announced that if Iranian-backed proxy forces, meaning not Iran, but Iranian-backed proxy forces, militias in other countries, whether it be in Syria, whether it be in Iraq, any force that Iran decides to back, if they are to attack U.S. troops in Syria or Iraq or whatever have you, instead of responding against those attackers, we as America would confront Iran directly. Let me say that again. To be clear. Joe Biden just today has announced that if Iranian-backed proxy forces, meaning not Iran, not the government of Iran, but Iran's proxy forces, forces in Syria, forces in Iraq, forces in the region, should attack U.S. troops in Syria, in Iraq, in the Middle East, instead of addressing the attackers directly, instead of attacking those proxy forces, those militias that are attacking our U.S. troops, we are going to take the war directly to Iran. This is what Joe Biden is announcing. He's threatening to go direct conflict against Iran, which would automatically, thanks to treaties, would involve China. Do you see where these things are headed? Mind you, Joe Biden is on track to lose. in 2024. Regardless of all of these different charges Trump is facing, if the elections were today, I'm thoroughly convinced that Donald Trump would beat Joe Biden. Easily. Easily. If the elections were today, I'm convinced Trump will win. Regardless of all these charges. He will win and he would pardon himself. So is it a coincidence that all of these conflicts are popping up as Joe Biden's poll numbers are tanking? Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I don't know. Mind you, our NATO members are starting to abandon us. I'm talking about Turkey. Turkey has one of, if not the largest, Turkey has the largest military in Europe. They are a big producer of military weapons. Turkey has announced, thanks to the Turkish people, mind you, this is a Muslim country. Turkey is a Muslim country. They're saying, Erdogan, you need to get involved. You need to stop Israel. Mind you, Turkey is covered. Turkey is covered by Article 5 of NATO, meaning if Turkey is attacked, all of NATO must respond. Turkey is saying, we're getting involved on behalf of the Palestinians. Mind you, Israel is not a NATO member. Do you see how complicated this thing is getting? Maybe you don't hear me. Maybe you don't hear me. Check this out. Check this out.
Protests like these are quickly turning into a daily event here in Turkey. Following
them inside. We want both our own state and Arab and Muslim countries to take active action and to impose sanctions on Israel. We're tired of just condemning and not being able to do anything.
We see that Turkey is actually not doing much in this war. The fact the Israeli consulate is still standing here today clearly shows our country does nothing.
the crowd here is a diverse one. It includes both leftists and Islamists. And as always in Turkey, there is also a lot of police.
All right. So here we see the people of Israel, not Israel, but the people of Turkey are saying, Erdogan, Turkey, you're not doing enough. They're yelling at their leadership in Turkey, you're not doing enough to protect the people of Gaza. This is a NATO member country. NATO members are being threatened by their people to get involved against Israel. This has the potential to split NATO. Look, check this out. This is Erdogan's response. Now I'm going to cut the volume on this because he's speaking in Turkish. I think he's speaking in Arabic here. I think he might be speaking in Arabic in this video. So I'm going to cut the volume on this one, but I'm going to read what he's saying. All right, check it out. It says, "Hey Israel, how did you get there? How did you enter here?" Meaning, how did you get into the Middle East? He's calling Israel occupiers, essentially. You are an occupier. You are an organization. The Turkish people know this. Israel, we will declare you as a war criminal to the world. What is being done in Gaza is not defense, but an open and despicable massacre. Look at the people. Hold on. Before we go forward, look at how many people are in this crowd. Look at how many people are in this crowd. This is why he's saying these things. Because his people, look at those people. Look at the thousands of people who are out there in support of what he's saying right now. Turkey's getting riled up. This determined and faithful stance exhibited by Gazans will be written in history as a glorious epic of resistance. That's according to NBC News now. Guys, this stuff is serious, man. This stuff is serious. Who can we elect? Here's the question of the day. Who can we elect that would de-escalate? Because right now it seems like all of our representatives are all gung-ho. They're all ready to, hey, let's just go fight World War III. Let's just go do whatever. Let's write a blank check to Ukraine. Let's write a blank check to Israel. We can just go fight anything and we're invincible. And forget the U.S. citizens. They don't need anything. They don't have problems with homelessness. They don't have problems with rent control. They don't have problems with student loans, suffocating debt from student loans. As U.S. citizens, we don't have any problems. We've got riches on top of riches as long as it's going to fund wars. But as far as domestic issues, America's perfect, right? There's only one option that I'm saying say anything about de-escalation with any type of balance as far as calling for a ceasefire. It's not Donald Trump. It's not Joe Biden. It's not RFK. Who does that leave us with? Cornel West.
Israeli military forces has such an assumption of impunity. They can say anything and get away with it, do anything and get away with it, and have the complicity of the media in the United States. When it comes to CNN and MSNBC that claims to be progressive, claims to be so concerned about the truth, claims to be objective, you can see how that's a myth. You can see how that's shattered when it comes to dealing with the Palestinian plight and predicament in the Middle East. There's very, very little concern about outright murder, outright execution. And when there is a claim of concern, it's posing, acting as if it's concerned. Well, we need to have an investigation. Well, who's going to be the authority in the investigation? Israel itself. What a joke.
Here you can hear him saying that our media is complicit for only running with this narrative that Israel can do no wrong, and we should, as American citizens, write blank checks to them. But Cornel West is the only candidate who's been consistent over the course of decades, speaking on the necessary solutions to this Israel-Palestine problem. He's the only one saying we need to rein in the military-industrial complex. He's the only one. Now, what are his chances of winning? Slim to none. But when they talk about vote your conscience, he's the only one my conscience would allow me to support. So 2024, you know where I'm going with it. Hey guys, if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, salute man if you made it this far in the video. I know it's difficult because, you know, I'll be changing up the conversation so much. So I know it's difficult to make it this far. If you have, I really appreciate you supporting the channel. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed already, please smash the subscribe button. We got 2 more months, guys. I'm trying to cross that 1,000 subscriber count in 2 months. That would be the best Christmas, New Year's gift y'all could give me. So share this video, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, continue to support the channel. I really appreciate everyone who checks out the videos, because I'm just ranting out into the ether. I'm just ranting and hoping somebody cares. All right, guys. Once again, I appreciate you all. Peace.